Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about the Clippers losing to the Denver Nuggets 134 to 124. Man, the Joker is a problem. The Joker is a problem. Kawhi had a monster game. This is Kawhi's second game that he played brilliant, masterpiece. Kawhi had a masterful game, but once again, his effort was wasted because in overtime, PG choked, turned the ball over like once or twice in overtime, and choked. The last game they lost, Russell Westbrook debuted, PG choked in regulation, turned the ball over twice. This game, in overtime, PG choked once again. So it's like Kawhi is having these masterful effort, like masterpiece. Kawhi was a monster this entire game. The Joker was a monster. Kawhi was a monster. So the two top gunners was going back and forth. They was going at it, back and forth. Great game. The Clippers has been trailing the entire night. The entire game, trailing all night. They finally took the lead. Game went to overtime. Great game. But the entire Clipper squad choked in overtime. I mean, they all choked. It started with Paul George. He's the first one to start the choking job, and it trickled down to everybody else. And the entire team choked once again. Russell Westbrook didn't play in the late fourth quarter in regulation, and he didn't play in overtime. So there's no blame game. And overall, Russell Westbrook actually had a pretty good game. His second game, he played very well. So he had a good game. He didn't play late in the fourth, and he didn't play in overtime. And I'm annoyed, man. Every time Kawhi Leonard has a masterpiece, a masterful game, is wasted. They lose. So Kawhi Leonard was a monster in the fourth quarter. This guy was on fire. Joker was doing his thing. They had no answer for Joker. So, I mean, hence why they was down the entire night. They was trailing all game because Joker is just a problem. And Plumlee's guarding him, and Plumlee's too small, basically. So Joker was doing whatever he wanted. He did whatever he wanted. On the opposite end, it was the same situation. They had Murray on Kawhi, and Murray's just too small. Kawhi did whatever he wanted. So it was the same situation. So both top gunners on both teams were just doing whatever they wanted. The Clippers trailed all night. All game they trailed. Eventually they took the lead. The Nuggets took the lead back. So it was a good game overall. They fought hard. And this goes back to what I was saying about the last game that they lost. Whenever the Clippers are down, they play better. I can't explain it. Whenever the Clippers are down, they play better. If they're leading and they're ahead, front running, for some reason they relax and they don't play as hard. But whenever they're down, coming out the gate, the Clippers were down the entire game, and you could see the effort. They play better when they're down. I'm telling you, it's weird. I can't explain it. That's just the way this team operates. If they're down, they're going to play better. If the Clippers are leading and they're up, they just seem to relax and end up losing the game. Either way, they lost the game because in overtime, Paul George started choking off rip, started choking. It became contagious, basically. So PG started choking, and everybody else started choking. So right now, the Clippers are having problems closing games. Based off the past two games, they're having problems closing games. Simple as that. They're struggling right now as far as closing games. So once again, Russ didn't play in the late fourth quarter. Late in regulation, Russ didn't play. In OT, Russ didn't play. So no one could point the finger at Russ. But beyond all that, he had a pretty good game. But Joker, man, obviously Zubac is out right now, and Plumlee is just too small. Like, he was trying. He gave good effort. He tried. Gave great effort. He tried. But Joker is just a handful for anybody, much less someone who's smaller in stature. Oh, man. Joker did whatever he wanted. Whatever he wanted, he did. Period. He did whatever he wanted. So Joker was a monster, and they just couldn't stop him. Kawhi was a monster also, and they couldn't stop him. So it was the same situation. On both ends, it was the same situation. Can you stop the best player on the other team? And it came down to the wire. Overtime, They got it to overtime, which was great. And the entire team choked. They choked in overtime. This was the biggest choke job. Paul George started the choking job, and it became contagious, and everybody just choked. And another wasted effort by Kawhi. So 2 back-to-back games, he played brilliantly, and it was all for nothing. They lost. So it was wasted once again. On top of that, in regulation, they should have won the game. Kawhi effort got wasted. The man put pressure on Jamal Murray, chased him down, hit the ball out of his hand twice, went into the backcourt. Jamal came down. There was like 2 seconds. He had to force the shot up. So he forced up a bad 3, and no one on the Clipper got the rebound. Denver got the rebound back, and that was game basically. So Kawhi was just giving you effort the whole night, man. I mean, everyone gave effort, but just to say, he went into lockdown mode, put the pressure on Jamal Murray, got him to shoot got him to force a shot because time was running out. And all they had to do was get the rebound, and they couldn't do that. So all the effort and energy he puts on the defensive end, it was wasted basically. And Porter got a 3, and that was ball game in a sense. So all that effort Kawhi put on the defensive end, it was wasted because they couldn't get a simple rebound. Just get the rebound. They couldn't do that. So back-to-back games, Kawhi played brilliantly, and it didn't matter. They still lost because in the end, they couldn't close the games. So 2 games they lost because of inability to close the games. And Tyler, they got to work on this. You got to close these games, man. You got to find a way to win these games. All these close games, Kawhi is giving you brilliant effort, brilliant gameplay. Back to back, and they still lost. Didn't matter. The Joker was a monster. This dude went for 40 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, a triple-double. Like, this dude is a problem. Like, seriously. 40 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists. And they had no answer for him. There was no answer for the Joker. Plumlee's too small on top of that. I'm not saying Zubac would have stopped him all the way, but at least Zubac is bigger, so he can't just abuse him, get real physical. But Plumlee's just smaller than him, so, he got real physical, and they just couldn't stop him. And they got to be doubling on him, tripling on him, and he just kicked the ball out to the open shooter. Buckets. Easy basketball. It would have been a different situation if Zubac was there, obviously. He could match up with the Joker because he's bigger. His stature is a bigger guy, 7 foot, he has size. Plumlee's not small, but compared to the Joker, he's small. So the Joker just did what he wanted, abused Plumlee all night, and it's really nothing they could have done. And it still came down to overtime, so it was a good game. But man, the entire team choked in overtime. It started with Paul George. He started choking, and it became contagious, and everybody choked. I'm telling you, man. But overall, it was a good game. It was a good game. But they got to just figure out how to close these games, man. That's all. Close these games. You got to win the game. Find a way to win the game. That's it. So, yeah, Joker had 40 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists. He did his thing. He was a monster. Michael Porter Jr. had 29 points, 10 rebounds. Jamal Murray had 21 points, 12 assists. So they all balled out, man. On the Clipper side of things, Kawhi Leonard had 33 points, 6 rebounds. Paul George had 23 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Russell Westbrook gave you 17 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Batum gave you 12 points. So it was a good game overall. A real enjoyable game to watch. But the Clippers just couldn't close the game. They had the game. They could have won, but they couldn't close the game. And in overtime, they got destroyed. They got ran off the court. Joker took over. The Joker took over in overtime. He took over the game, and that was it, ball game. And Paul George started choking, and it became contagious, and everybody choked. And so that's the game. As far as the team stats, the Clippers shot 49% from the field. Denver shot 51%. The Clippers shot 32% from 3. Denver shot 33%. The Clippers shot 83% from the free throw line. Denver shot 74%. The Clippers had 38 rebounds. Denver had 50, so they definitely out-rebounded them, like I said, because Joker, they have no one that could match up with Joker, basically. They got out-rebounded on the glass. The Clippers had 24 assists. Denver had 35 assists because Joker and Murray. Joker had 10 assists. Murray had 12 assists. So they was getting dudes involved, basically, setting their teammates up, as you can see by the assist numbers. Clippers had 11 steals. Denver had 10 steals. Clippers had 12 turnovers. Denver had 14 turnovers. Clippers had 46 points in the paint. Denver had 60 points in the paint. Once again, the Joker. Size. They just couldn't stop him. He did what he wanted. And that's basically the ball game, man. But it was a good game to watch. It was enjoyable. It was a great game. But once again, Kawhi, masterful effort, masterful game, wasted because they choked in overtime and the Joker was just unstoppable. As always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.